What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I thought I would be doing a review for the match which has just finished, Italy versus Turkey. I thought it was a great match. I really enjoyed watching it. I thought Italy played phenomenally, and also I was slightly underwhelmed by Turkey. I mean, I did sort of have a feeling they may underwhelm, as a lot of people were hyping them up, but I couldn't really tell if it was Italy just playing extremely well or if it was Turkey, being a bit underwhelming. I think it was probably a bit of both. They did have one or two chances, but Italy just completely dominated that game. Their passing was so crisp, their pressing was just incredible. I mean, in the second half, the Turkish players just looked absolutely knackered, because Italy were just they just couldn't get hold of the ball. Turkey. It was actually really enjoyable to watch. So I thought I'd just give a quick review specifically for fantasy football purposes, point out some of the players who were really very involved, and yeah, just have a quick review of them. So the first player I wanted to mention, I thought was the man of the match for me, or at least for fantasy football purposes, was Spinazzola. I thought this guy was actually incredible. He was pretty much just constantly in and around this space here, just constantly on the left wing, like peppering with crosses and just getting the better of the Turkish right back. Like he got an assist in the game, but he could have had a few more. He did have a shot on goal, I think, as well. He just seems, for 5.5 million, seems like a really good option. I do think some people did predict that beforehand. In terms of when they watched the friendlies, they did see that he was getting up and down that left side a lot. So I definitely keep an eye on him. I think he's got a really good, really good. He could be a really good. He's a really good option for fantasy football. The other player I wanted to talk about was Insigne. I thought he was, after Spinazzola, he was man of the match. He had some really good chances, and he was just always looking dangerous, always in and around the box. He did get a goal, but equally, I think he could have gotten two. I also just wanted to mention as well that even though technically Immobile I think he got a goal and an assist, and Insigne only got a goal, there was only 1 point difference between them, which just shows a midfielder getting a goal is just so valuable in this game. So I really think he's definitely one to keep out for, Insigne, to keep an eye out for. There was also Berardi, who did quite well. I have Berardi in my team. I initially did have Barella, but I'm glad I took him out for Berardi. It was a bit of a debate as to whether Berardi or Chiesa was going to start, but in the end, Berardi did get the nod, and it was definitely worth it. He was looking dangerous. He was always looking dangerous in the box, and getting up and down the side the right wing. I think Barella looks pretty dangerous as well at times, but he just didn't seem to be taking shots. He seemed to be more likely to get an assist rather than a goal. So definitely think this front three and Spinazzola is definitely who you want to be looking out for. It sounds kind of obvious because they were all involved in the points, but if I had to prioritize, I would say go with Spinazzola because he just looks so dangerous. And Italy, they did concede one big chance at the end, but they didn't look like they were going to concede. The only thing I would say they were weak to was the counter attack. I think if they were playing a better team, then they could have definitely conceded. But Turkey did not take advantage of the chances they had for counter attacks. Yilmaz was just really isolated. He kept misplacing passes when they had the momentum going forward. They would panic a little bit and misplace passes, and it stopped the flow of the attack. So I think against a better team, Italy can concede a goal, but I mean, they're playing Wales and Switzerland next. I definitely keep an eye out for Spinazzola if you want to maximise the chance of getting points. And worth mentioning as well, Florenzi did get injured, and I think he's actually 0.5 more expensive than Spinazzola, and I was expecting him to play more attacking as well, but he didn't. It was all going down the left side. So yeah, I'd keep an eye out for that. I mean, I don't know the guy that came on from. I'm not too sure who he was, but he seemed to be covering him okay. So they do seem to have some squad depth there, Italy. Just going back to Barella, and I want to talk a little bit about this midfield of Barella, Jorginho, and Locatelli, because even though Jorginho and Locatelli were not involved in the points, I thought that they really controlled the tempo of the game. Jorginho was phenomenal. His passing was so crisp. He just yeah, I mean, the space that they managed to find in behind was because of how fast their passing was. And when they lost the ball, they were just so quick to get it back. I really think Mancini's done a really good job with these guys. So I would definitely keep an eye out. The reason I'm mentioning Jorginho and Locatelli is because if one of them gets injured or they're playing less time, it could make quite a big difference on this Italian side. So I would just make sure that when you're checking the news for the next match, make sure these two guys are playing because they really, really do control the tempo in midfield. And really, that's how games are won, by dominating the midfield. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching them, and that's my review for Italy. Now let's move back to Turkey. There was really, yeah, they really underperformed Turkey. I mean, there wasn't much going on for them. I mean, I think they had two chances. One fell to Tufan, and one fell to Yilmaz. And yeah, the best chance they had was at the end for Yilmaz, where Chiellini made a really, really good block. But yeah, it wasn't. They just didn't seem like they were going to take their chances, and they just couldn't get any momentum going in the match because Italy just completely dominated them. I think that Kassir really underperformed. He made a really vital mistake for one of the goals. Demirel, there was not much he could do for the own goal. It was a really, really difficult position it was in because who was it now? I think it was yeah, Berardi made the pass into the box, and Immobile was just literally waiting there like a poacher, and Demirel could literally do nothing because if he left the ball, Immobile would have scored. So he was just instinctive. His body had to get in the way, and it ended up being an own goal. So it's a bit unfortunate for them. I think that Soyuncu and Demirel played actually quite well, and they did make a good. Soyuncu made a lot of good blocks. And where Turkey fell short was on this right side with their left back. I think that this guy just kind of let the team down a little bit. He let Berardi get the better of him too many times, and as well as that, Selic. I don't think he played badly, but Insigne was just all over him. Like, he found so much space in behind, and that's really how Immobile got his goal as well, as from the space in behind. Once Italy got that first goal, they were just all over Turkey. Like, they were conceding chances left, right, and centre. So the plan for the game, Turkey, was to sit deep and counter. But once that first goal went in, they just kind of fell apart. They knew they had to get a goal, but then that just left space in behind, and Immobile snuck in at the goal, and then it was pretty much all over from there. So yeah, it was quite underwhelming for Turkey, but I think that Italy played phenomenal football. So keep an eye out on those three or four players, and yeah, I think that they could do really well this tournament. So keep an eye out for them. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really enjoyed watching the match, and I'm going to be reviewing every game once it's been played, so you can have as much information about each team and understand how they play football, so we can make the most accurate predictions before the matches even start. So thank you for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to reviewing the next few matches.